Hello, Riley, Monica, Betty. Welcome in. Wait, what happens now? What does this do? I forget when I come over here what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. There's a thumb somewhere where you like it. I don't know. Well, I'm glad you guys made it in here. Hey, Amy and Ashley and Kay Fuller. Oh, where'd Ashley's message go? What happened? Did I do something? Can't see. Oh yeah, my camera's not on right now. It will be. Yay! I'm here. I'm here. I am on here. Hello. We'll wait for everyone to come in. Up above, there's a thumbprint, I think is how you do, or thumbprint, a thumbs up is how you do it. I don't think there's anything else over here you do. Megan got the sock gang for 3 months. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate it. Hey, Linda. Stars in the Sky Creations. Hello. Perfectly Imperfect. We are safer over here on this side. Amen. Amen. We are. I was getting a little nervous. I just got that account back to where, like, it's out on the FYP, like I'm getting views, I'm getting followers, like I was in a still, yeah, so last thing I wanted to do, as much as I want to bring awareness to this, I didn't want to ruin my channel. That's why I won't even let my son do it, so I definitely appreciate it. It looks so different. I haven't been over here for so long. I'm like looking at all the buttons, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do with anything. Nothing. Oh, because I can't comment. Hi, Miranda. Ready to roll. Riley. Hey, I miss your TikTok lives. What were you guys? Oh, Monique. So we're talking about the Gulf Coast Stapletons. The fuck is that? Something's always happening. Anyways, they're a married couple. He just went to prison for 5 years for holding or being found with whatever 200 or 326 pictures of child porn. Very, very, very explicit. As I was explained before, Brittany says she knew about it. It was oh, I'll turn my camera on in a second. She knew about it. She was doing whatever, you know, she was fine with it. It is what it is. It was not a money gain, is what she says. It was not something for for money. Okay, I was on live last night. Okay, yeah. So that's what we want to talk about. So I found some information just to get you caught up. So I found information today from some news outlets. Yeah, prepubescent children is the key there, right? Remember she said that everybody knew and they did not know. And then, again, what's most disturbing to me is when the detectives found him, or when they went and arrested him and asked him about the pictures, he didn't deny it. And he says, well, what do you think about those pictures? And he says, what do you say, guys? Bodies are bodies, men are men, and women are women, adults are adults, or something like that. And bodies are bodies, and they're all just the same. That was his response, and I'm like, this sick motherfucker. Oh, my God. I don't understand how she has not been charged. Wait, are you having troubles with it? No, first, I really want to see this. Oh no, my camera's gonna come on. I'm gonna turn my camera on in just a minute. Is that what you guys are? Everything else good? You guys can hear good? Okay. It's just because I'm gonna show videos first. That's right. Okay, it makes me sick. She said friends with kids and don't mind. Absolutely. And Riley, I found a video where some of those same friends and neighbors said, yeah, we had no idea. Yeah, to me, she's just as disgusting. No, she just hasn't turned on. Yeah, everything is weird. I just haven't turned my camera. I will in just a second. Better now. Hi, okay. Hello, Sock Gang. Hello, love. Do you reply to someone on here? What do you mean, Kayla? Do I reply to, like in the live? Yeah. I'm not sure if you meant like in the live or comments or what. And my YT is under my daughter's name. Oh, this is, oh, hello, Sonia. No, I did not get the boot, but I did not want to get the boot because of the information, the video that I'm about to play. I was not willing to risk it, so we took another poll, and then everyone decided to go to, come to YT, so I'm glad you guys are here. I don't understand why she hasn't been, I don't either. I don't. Especially someone who was so openly like, then to come onto a social media platform and be like, yeah, that's my man, I stand by my man. Don't talk shit about my man. You talk about my man, I'm coming for you. Don't ruin his reputation. It's peachy keen. What? No, it's not. Yeah. She admitted out loud that she knew. Yeah. And then got married even after the fact. My son changed his name on mine as well. You guys are funny. No, but we moved before it happened. Yep. I just did not want it to happen. I've been struggling with my TikTok, and I just got it back up to where like I'm not, like, my videos are getting pushed out, getting people in my lives, like things are going well over there, so I did not want to ruin it. Sherry, 3-month Sock Gang member. Welcome, love. Plus, I do need to do more stuff over here. Okay, so here we go. Now they're all here. Let me finish. Yeah, literally, Tim, she is just big, brave, bold, and stupid. Yay, I'm glad you came over from TikTok. I didn't want to lose anybody, but I also didn't want to lose my TikTok. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, even if she wasn't involved in the beginning, right? But then she found out about it. The fact she stayed tells me something. Hey, she changed her name back. Literally tells me something. Because how do you know? And so one of the pictures, like I said, the pictures were very specific pictures. Okay? So they were very, very, very specific pictures. They were pictures like, one of them was, I'm still going to try to be discreet, but one was bound right over left, ball gag in the mouth, and feet tied up against a playground with areas to do whatever. So that's it. That's very specific, right? That is very, 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 very specific. And if it wasn't for you, or if it wasn't for somebody else, then it's for you. I feel like it was for him, but he also has it for other people, and that's how they're making that money, right? That's right. Don't forget to do the thumbs up. Here it's up at the top. I don't know what top fans means. What's this? Oh, you guys get crowns and stuff for top fans. Let me figure all these buttons out, because I don't know what any of these buttons. What does this button mean? Well, I guess that button doesn't work. What does all this mean? Oh, lighting on. What's this? Oh, camera off. Oh shit. I just went and uploaded a short or something. Anyways, I'm just pushing buttons. Okay, let me focus. Okay, let's play the rest of this.
But in a negotiated plea deal, Stapleton ultimately admitted guilt
I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
Falls under Georgia's strict child exploitation law, specifically OCGA 16-12-100. It's a statute that makes it a felony offense to simply possess such material. There's no requirement that the defendant distributed it to others. So to be convicted under the specific section, prosecutors have to prove that a defendant knowingly had access to or maintained the illegal material, and that the material shows a minor engaged in sexual conduct. The penalties under this statute range from 5 to 20 years in prison, mandatory sex offender registration, strict limitations in internet use and contact with minors. And in Stapleton's case, these legal consequences would soon become his harsh reality. And we are going to examine in detail when we review his sentencing. But for now, we got to go back to the arrest affidavit. So following the investigation, prosecutors presented their case to a Bartow County magistrate judge who swiftly approved the arrest warrant. In fact, the warrant's language left no room for ambiguity. It reads, "For sufficient cause made known to me in the above affidavit, you are hereby commanded to arrest the accused Joshua David Stapleton." And so on April 24th, 2020, authorities took Stapleton into custody, booking him into the Bartow County Jail. Now, while his initial charges weren't publicly listed in jail records, reporting reveals that he first faced 15 counts of child pornography possession. But honestly, this was just the beginning, because as investigators dug deeper, the case expanded dramatically. A grand jury would later return a 40-count indictment for sexual exploitation of children. But in a negotiated plea deal, Stapleton ultimately admitted guilt to 20 counts in exchange for the remaining charges being dropped. And the final sentence that was handed down by Bartow County Superior Court included 5 years in prison, 15 years probation, and mandatory sex offender registration. Okay, to break it all down, let me bring back...
No. My question is, why on earth are we living in a society... Well, I look rough with no big bum. We live in a society where we're negotiating charges on this. 326 images were found. He's going to serve 5 years and get out on 15 years probation and then have to serve or be registered for life. Well, apparently where they live is, I guess they have enough area around whatever. I don't understand why there was any negotiation at all. I feel like crimes like this, there should be no negotiation. Maybe we would have less of these crimes. And it should just be life. But let's keep hearing.
Here on Sidebar, Meg Strickler, Georgia criminal defense attorney. Meg, thanks so much for coming back here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you got it. So how typical is it for a case like this to take, first of all, let's start here, 2018 to 2020, how hard is it to detect that? I mean, is that strange that he could be engaging in this behavior and having possession of this material for what, a 2-year time span?
Yes, Karen.
It's actually normal, and I think the word of the day would be bureaucracy. Because remember, AOL probably sent some sort of flag to law enforcement. Law enforcement now needed to figure out who owned the AOL account and then who accessed it. So then you have to do a subpoena to the internet service provider. And then you got to execute a search warrant. So it's step by step by step. And unfortunately, you have to have government authorities with that. And take
about 22 days ago, I started using the Japanese pink salt recipe. But I had
the way that commercial came in, so you gotta take the tape, and then it jumped right into the commercial. I started taking the salt and it went in perfectly. I hope she gets what she deserves. Absolutely. How is that justice? It isn't. And again, I have yet to hear anybody speak about these victims. I'm gonna make I want to assure these victims are getting, they're probably all still minors, which is why we're not talking about them. But is anybody doing anything for them? Are they getting any type of financial claim out of this? Are they getting therapy? They need to get some type of therapy and or help. Either that, or let their daddies, their uncles, their grandpas, their papas, their tios, whoever it is that they have, you let them, each person who has a picture, for every picture, they can choose 2 or 3 family members. Let's be nice. We'll choose 2 family members. Choose your daddy, your brother, your tío, your papa, whoever. 2 of them. For every picture, you get 3 minutes. We're only going to do 3 minutes because there's 326 pictures. Okay? I think that's fair. Save the state the money. of having to house him and go through the whole trial. Just each person, pick 2 members, they'll handle it. I think that's justice worthy. I think those that created the photos. Where are they? So what happens is when these photos get created, they go on into a dark web, and that dark web is dark and it is big, and it goes all over the world. These images get sent. That's why they ask when you actually read through the charges. These weren't just regular pictures. These pictures were a request, you could tell, because they were very specific. These people were wearing and positioned in very specific things. Okay, so that tells me that that's for something. Now, you guys followed me for a long time. You guys know that I told you guys about the AI software, where they can just take pictures of your babies, your kids that you put on any social media, and they can put that into an AI software that makes movies and includes your child. Right? So we don't think about it when we have a newborn baby and they just got born, and they're getting ready to cut the cord, and we take a picture and we're so excited about it, they can use that because it's unclothed, right? And legs are already open. They can use that and position it in just the right way. Or if you're wanting your baby to say blow out a thing or suck on a popsicle, they're in a position, they take it just like that. Everyone kids like, because they're so excited, and we post that picture because we think it's so cute. They take it and make an entire movie out of it and send it to all of the other countries with all of the other sick fucks. You make so much money doing this. And you would never, ever, ever, ever know, unless by chance some sick fuck that knew you and knew who your child was and then saw the movie and thought, that's my friend's child, whatever. That's the only way you would find out. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Tammy, it is. 100%. 100% it is. Yeah. He's going to be out of prison in probably less than 2. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's finish listening to this because they have all of the criminal stuff on this, and this is just our first day of deep diving into these guys.
What are the legal thresholds that you have for the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force? What do they have to meet to justify launching a full-scale investigation like this? And by the way, the cooperation with other agencies as well.
Yeah, this was involving Homeland Security and the local Internet Crimes Against Children's unit and multiple authorities. So normally, like I said, a flag happens, and then a lot of times they'll learn where these images are being shared. Is it like on a Discord account? Is it on some sort of Signal chat? Wherever. And then they usually get one of those persons who are hanging out in that chat room, get the login information, and then inculpate others through that. That's one way of doing it. Other times they simply will execute a search warrant. They then go into the person's home, and they have software that says, okay, scary. Real quick, do we have enough? And then that'll be enough to then perhaps issue an arrest that day. And then they do a forensic analysis of the entire hard drive of all the devices. And then there's a lot more images that then become the subject of the 40 counts that he was ultimately indicted with. Now, remember, real quick, they usually indict for just the ones that are super obvious. So there are legal defenses. One of the defenses could be, was she underage? So they'll find one that's prepubescent to make it crystal clear, as an example of what they end up charging with. So there usually is a lot more than 40 images. I mean, that's been my experience 100% of the time.
And the defense of, I didn't know it was on my computer. Yes. I didn't know it was my electronic device. Does that ever work?
No.
Yeah, it can. You have to have dominion and control of the account. So if you happen to be downloading, now I'm going to go back a few years, but remember this whole child pornography concept, or CSAM as it's called now, has evolved because of the internet, okay? So when it first happened, you could download stuff into temporary folders and you for real wouldn't have seen it, okay? That is an old defense, right? That doesn't work anymore because now forensics show it's like digital footprints. As soon as it comes down into your hard drive, did you touch it? Did you see it? It shows how many times you've gone into the actual image and looked at it. I mean, the digital footprints are pretty scary. These things are pretty scary. The Celebrite reports are scary. It shows everything that we've done ever. And most importantly, and that's another argument, is if it's in like a chat room and it was never in your, when I say chat room, you understand I want to talk about 2025 terms of art, but I think that's a good term of art to use as a generic term, okay? So whenever you're in some sort of chat and you didn't have it shared anywhere but in that chat, you could use the defense that says, I never looked at it, okay? And then it puts the onus back on the government to show that you had dominion and control. And I smile here because the government is slow. The government doesn't have the time, money, and effort always to prove certain images. So that might be another reason why some of the images go bye-bye. But what happened in this case is it was his email, his AOL account. I mean, you were accessing it. It's usually real obvious because you log in, you look at other emails, you might look at an email from,
stupid
Costco or whatever, and it shows. And so you just have to show the digital footprints that he went in, checked his bank account, then went to his AOL, then looked at this image. Super easy usually for the government.
Now, before we get into how it was a negotiated plea deal, typically for a case to take 4 years, 5 years from investigation to sentencing in Georgia.
Hold on. Play. It's so funny, Tammy, that comment was held for review. I'm like, for what? I know, what's it called? Yeah, YT was over there doing this too. I swear to you, she has to be. It does not make any sense to me for her to be like, yeah, I knew. Yeah, absolutely. I'm fine with that. That's my man. Say something about it. He has a perfect reputation. Make sure if you say something, you speak it correctly. Bitch, what? Absolutely no way. No, there's no way. She maybe not in the beginning. Maybe she wasn't, but maybe she was like, okay, well, I can't get another man anyways. I don't know what the thing is. She knows something. Have they checked her shit? Are they, something's happening. She's showing support and he took the rap. I want them both taking the rap. She was trying to get in a mommy group. Funny coming from someone who says that they've never wanted to be a mom. Yeah, absolutely the money. And she's like, you guys said that this is funding my lifestyle. Oh my God, you guys, the boat is at 2005. I'd have something better, whatever what she said. She's just as sick as this one. Okay, we'll finish this one up. It's been a long day, so I don't think maybe tomorrow's live will go a little bit longer. But I am beat, and the baby's crying. The baby's beat. We all tired. But we're going to get through this.
Is that uncommon for a case to progress that long?
Again, forensics. A lot of times you have to take the devices and send it to the GBI. A lot of counties don't have their own forensic group. So you have to send it to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and it's like one place. They've got to deal with the murders, the rapes, the pillages, whatever. And so they've got a large caseload. So it takes a good minute for the forensics to come back. And remember, they have to file the technical aspects of whether or not the image was on the hard drive. Okay? These days, when you download something, you used to download the entire image. Now it's certainly aspects of the image. So you have to show other artifacts on there that are on the hard drive. So there's sometimes experts on both sides who have to analyze what's on the hard drive to show did he possess it or not, and was the actual image on the hard drive.
Now,
technically complex.
Yeah. Now, Stapleton takes this deal, okay? So he pleads guilty to 20 out of 40 charges. What are the factors that would influence a prosecutor to accept such a deal? Because you have to think, did they have a strong case? Could they have proven 40 charges? But was there something about this trial? Was there certain aspects of it where they said, if we can avoid a trial by all costs, we will? I mean, why agree to him to plead guilty to half of the charges?
That I can't answer. I can only guess. Okay.
That's what I asked you to do. You guess.
Yeah.
That's what we.
Yeah. My guess is that they had enough to secure a conviction crystal clear on at least a few images. And so the prosecution thinking 20 to do 5, good enough. Okay. And he'll be on the registry for the rest of his life, or at least for the next 10 years, 15 years that he's on probation. Issue 1. Issue 2, there may have been some technical aspects here that were not useful to the government. There may have been other mitigating concepts that make it a case where we don't need to send him to prison for 1,000 years. I don't know. I don't know the specific case in the context, but I do these cases. That's kind of a par for the course type prison sentence for possession. You mentioned early on about distribution in the federal system and in the state system. There are more penalties for when you're the guy producing it, or if you are then distributing it, or these things, the penalties are a lot worse.
And does it seem to you they didn't have evidence of him distributing it, or it was more about just possessing it, knowingly possessing it?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So 5-year prison sentence, 20 counts of sexual exploitation.
Oh, Miss Brittany. You sure you knew everything? You sure about that? Because this was all for personal use. Isn't that what they just said was for personal use? There was they had no verification of that he was doing. I'm sure he was selling and dealing and doing whatever it is with it. If not, you nasty, filthy McNasty. 326 images in 5 years. I agree wholeheartedly. I feel like that just should be an automatic life. Automatic. You're not getting out. No. You're done. You're done. How little, Brittany, she looks like, yeah. I love that. I absolutely love that. He can serve 326,000 years. Yep. How can you support someone like this? And I have not only support him and then support him publicly, like around her town or whatever, but then to come onto social media and support him there and not just say, it would have been different if she would have kind of said, my name is Brittany and I know you guys have followed me from this, and you're going to notice that my husband is not going to be in videos. And he's not going to be for about 5 years. And it's all going to come out, and this is why. I am disheartened by his actions. Now, I was aware that this happened. I tried to get him help. Whatever the case may be, right? Say some shit like that. But no, she came out. She's like, yep, he did it. I knew all about it. I was like, okay, let's get married. You're into the same shit as me. Fuck it. Get married. Absolutely not. This shit is so, it is so disturbing. It really, really, really rocks me. I don't have a country accent. That's funny. She was like, I'm looking at my best friend. Yeah, God, that's just sick. Exactly. But I'm losing my best friend. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is just absolutely disgusting. Has she enjoyed? Yeah, I definitely think that that there's more to it. I do want to go. We'll try to piece it up. I'm not gonna have much of a voice because of my grandson's games today.
You guys remember Brittany Stapleton saying that she absolutely knew.
So I'm going to play a few more of these videos. I'm probably going to call it a night so that I can save my voice for tomorrow. But let's watch a couple of these here.
Children. Well, thanks to my friend True Crime Mama who got the police report. You guys remember Brittany Stapleton saying that she absolutely knew everything going on, right? About her husband Josh Stapleton's arrest and conviction when he was caught with disgusting images of prepubescent children. Well, thanks to my friend True Crime Mama who got the police report, we know even more details that make it worse, if that's even possible. 326 images. 326, and he told police that he may be pleasured, while looking. During the interrogation, police asked him if he was bothered by what he looked at. He said no. People are people, bodies are bodies, and we're all the same. The police asked him if he could guess the ages of the children in the images. He said, no, I'm not a father, so I have nothing to compare it to. And you guys, this went on for 2 years, at least 2 years, because the tip about it was in 2018. He was indicted in 2020, and then he didn't even go to prison till now. And when the police asked him if he knew what he was doing was wrong, he said he didn't know that it was illegal. He had clicked some links on this website and it all popped up. I guess all 326 popped up at one time. He only looked at it that one time and, he was done with it. The images that he had were violent. Violent does not even begin to describe how horrific the descriptions are. And if you had left him, not one person would have a single thing to say about you because you would be a victim too. But you weren't even with him when you called and asked about his charges. Y'all got married way after that, and you knew absolutely everything. You even were joining mom groups. They have those questions they ask you. It asked, are you a parent, a mom, a baby mama? And you said yes. Why? We are not going to be silent about this. You guys remember Brittany Stapleton saying that she absolutely...
I want to start off by saying that you are absolutely allowed to post anything that is public record, such as mugshots and...
Shut up, bitch. I love that she comes on and tells us what we can post. Shut up. You have no say over what we cannot post. Yeah, I've never accidentally stumbled across... Listen, me neither. And you guys know how technically dumb I am. If I'm going to stumble, someone's going to stumble across something wrong, it's going to be me, okay? I have never in my life stumbled across any of that. And I was alive when computers first came out and we had it at home, and you could be in some crazy shit. Never stumbled across it in my life. Sonia, I say yes. Yeah, I don't know. I just... Bitch, shut up. Oh, she works my word. Yeah, never crossed it. Okay, so do we want to finish listening to the last little bit of this video, and then we can go back over to TikTok, because then we should be done with all of that. I can even speed it up a little bit. Let me speed it up so it doesn't take so long. She talks slow. I'll speed up just a tiny bit. Okay.
Is that considered lenient? Is that considered average? Is it harsh by Georgia standards?
I'm going to give you just my own anecdotal experience. I've done this for almost 30 years now. That's par for the course, especially in Bartow County. That is Metro Atlanta, sort of. It's like, here's Atlanta, and Bartow is a little bit north of that. So it's what we would call a more rural county, but this urban spread has gone pretty far. So when you get to outside that ring of the main counties of Atlanta, they're going to be more strict, just the nature of the beast here in Georgia. So 22.5 here in Atlanta is kind of the par for the course. To get probation is really...
Because I definitely don't want to go to bed with this as the last thing I'm talking about, because I know this triggers me and brings up my own issues. And so I want to go back over, hang out for 20, 30 more minutes, and we could talk about some other fun stuff, clown on Brie, whatever it is we need to do. We'll do it over there.
Difficult to secure. Have I done it? Absolutely. Again, it depends on the case.
And what does his life look after? What does a 15-year probation look like? What does it look like to be on Georgia's sex offender registry?
Well, let me get on my soapbox. Let me pull it out. I think the registry is ridiculous, okay? If we have a registry, why don't we have it for fraudsters? Why don't we have it for violent people? And so what really, really, really upsets me is inconsistent meting out of justice. So he will have trouble securing a job, because you can't have a job in your churches. You can't have a job in your pools. You can't have a job. So difficult. You have a homestead exemption, so hopefully his home, he owns it, and he can go back to his home. But if he doesn't, it's very difficult to find housing. It is such a nightmare. I cannot tell you. Again, I'm okay with the concept. If, again, do I have a con man near me? Do I have a violent person around me? Do I have these other people around me? Why is it just sex offenders? And so the registry here in Georgia has done this. It's ebbed and flowed, but he's going to have difficulty. He's going to have a lot of difficulty securing work. He's going to have difficulty securing housing. And it is something he will be required to do while he's on probation. And then in theory, he can petition to get off the registry.
There's another aspect of this I want to talk about, because when federal agents descended on Joshua Stapleton's Cartersville home in April 2020, neighbors were reportedly in disbelief. Brian Canty, who lived across the street, described the scene to Fox 5, calling Stapleton as, quote, just a mild-mannered guy. Nothing that would even give you the slightest inclination that there was some type of criminal activity going on. It was Homeland Security. And I was just like, wow, what in the world is going on? I learned about the child exploitation charges later, and that just threw me for a loop. I had absolutely no idea. Meg, generally speaking, is that a typical response to sometimes, and this is scary to say, you have no idea who's in your life, you have no idea who's around you, you have no idea what someone's about, particularly if you're talking about a digital crime like this?
You never know what's going on behind closed doors. And again, soapbox again, 1 out of 4.
But Brittany, didn't you say that everybody knew? Your neighbors, your friends, especially everybody with kids. Everybody knew. Because you would never be put into a predicament or whatever it was that you said of them not knowing and kids being around. You had kids at your house while he was there, and you knew. They didn't know. You knew. You should be held for charges as well, Brittany. Absolutely. You knew. You did not inform the parents. If you did inform the parents and the parents chose to stay, then we need to look into them. Because how do we know there's not pictures of them? You come and tell me, or if I show up at somebody's house and I have my granddaughters with me and I say, oh my God, we're so excited, we'd love to have you, blah, 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 blah. Just a small minute thing. So my friend's husband, yeah, he's just, being watched right now, for, child, not a big deal, you're safe. I'm not hearing nothing else that chick says. Out. Not an option. What do you mean? What do you mean? So no, Brittany, you told us, Brittany, do not come on here and tell no lies. But you tell lies. They didn't all know. Maybe some knew, I don't know. But not all know. Because there's several of them on here that say they don't know. So I don't know. This is not right. Perfect. He should have to. Oh, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Supernova. Did either of them work with kids? Not that I know of. I don't know what they even do for work. Well, I think we kind of know what they did for work. So I really don't know. I will have to do some more investigating. I want to pull their court records and see what I can find from them. The video with kids in bikinis on the boat and him driving him sick. There is one. I knew it. Makes me sick. Now, if they can pinpoint any of those pictures on stuff on his property, I feel like there's a whole different crime there. Has it been a quiet 24 hours for them? Crazy. Okay, so was there anything else we wanted to discuss about them? We're talking about the Gulf Coast Stapleton, Ivy, which is a couple that he's serving time for exploiting children. It's disgusting. And she's on here, my man, that's my man, I love my man, I got my man, don't touch my man, because he's never been married because I'm his only wife, because that's my man. Bitch, nobody wants him. Matter of fact, bitch, he doesn't want you. He wants an 8-year-old. Like, it's so gross. Oh yeah, she knew and was putting, yeah, crazy. It's just absolute craziness to me. I don't know. She's a cover. She's built like a child. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he wants, the child. Okay, so you guys want to head back over to the tickety-tockety. We got through the rough stuff. We can go over TikTok. Let's not talk about this for the rest of the night. I want to change the subject so my mental is good. Because, can we start a petition on change.org? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I want to go through, like, the court docs and that kind of stuff first. And see what all needs to be done. What can we do? There has to be. There's absolutely more out there. There absolutely has to be. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I need to switch. And I think we'll have to do this every time we talk about it. I'm going to we're keeping our socks on her neck, okay? But at the end, we need a refresher. We need something to end the night funny and whatnot. So, but it was good to come over here and do a live. I haven't been over here for a while, and so yes, it is much needed. Okay, so now we're going back over to TikTok. Same as the name here. If you guys just happen to find me on YT, we'll go back over to TikTok, AngieW1470. I'm gonna close this one out, and then I'll be right over there. So give me just a moment.